So today I've got planned a workout in two halves. It'll be about 25 minutes and it'll be a progressive timer workout. So our intervals in our first round will just start nice and easy at kind of 20 seconds, but then we'll progress each of those timings as we go through. So second set, I think it will be 30 seconds, third set will become 40 seconds. And we'll go through two different halves of the workout. So what we'll do, let's get ourselves started, let's get ourselves moving. And so we've got a warm up just to get ourselves going. So let me just set my timer ready for the off. Okay, good. So first warm up exercise we're going to do is do a little side step and then punch out to the side, come across, side step, punch out to the side. So you're going to reach across with your opposite arm as you punch through. We're going to come together with the feet out to the side and then punch, rotating through. Come all the way across, switching sides. That's it, good. One, and break there from the side step. Then we're going to come into mobility one for our legs. We're going to have a front kick. So we're going to step forwards, kick with the leg, normally take a couple of steps back, kick up with the other leg, and then come through. So have a couple of steps back, kick forwards. So we're trying to keep ourselves moving as we go through, get some momentum. And then rest down there. Last thing we do is coming into our alternating side plank. So I'm going to do this from my hands, right into our plank position, roll through onto one side, arm up, roll through, and come round to the other side. So we can keep rotating that through. So each of these warm-up exercises, 30 seconds at a time, and we're going to roll straight through into a second set. So let's bring ourselves back up to standing, and we're going to go back to our side step and punch through. That's it. So come across, feet together, step out, step away, and reach across the body with your arm to punch out. That's it. 2, 1. Okay, then we're going to come back into our front kick. So come through, a couple of steps forwards. That's it. Good. So nice and gentle as we go through this warm up. As you start to warm up, feel a bit looser. Just last few kicks. Nice and high. Good. And then our last time through, we're going to come down to our alternating plank. Nice strong plank position. Roll your feet to one side and up. Roll back through and rotate. So you don't want to rush too quickly through this turn. That will really get that abs and the core working. Okay, good. So let's come up. So from there, we're then going to come into our first set of exercises. So we've got 4 exercises that we're going to start off with. First is our in-out touchdown. So you're going to start with wide feet. You're going to jump your feet in narrow, jump out wide, and then touch down to the ground with one hand. And then every time we jump in and out, you're going to switch over which hand comes down to the ground. Okay, so we're alternating our hand touches as we go through. The next one we're going to do is our crab kicks. So crab kicks are going to be in crab position on our hands. Okay, keeping our hips up so we get engaged. Bring your hips out. And we're going to try and get a little bit of air, have a little bit of movement to keep our hips up and to alternate those feet. So that's our front kicks. And then from there, we're going to come into our third exercise, our plank exercise, but also plank with a shoulder touch. So we're going to be in a nice, strong plank position, nice and long. We're going to take one hand off the floor, touch your opposite shoulder, come down, and then repeat onto the other side. To help with your balance plan exercise, you're going to want to have your feet wider and your hands narrower, just to help keep you in position and keep you balanced. And the last one we're going to do is our mountain climber. Okay, so again from plank position, we're going to be running our knees up towards our chest, trying to keep our shoulders over our hands, and just trying to maintain a nice rhythm to keep you going. So that's our first 4 exercises. So we're going to start standing. We're going to have our in-out touchdown. We're going to have a short amount of rest between exercises, and then a relatively short rest between rounds. We're going to do 3 rounds all the way through, have a little break, and then we're going to come on and do our second set of exercises. So get yourselves ready, water bottles, towels at the ready, and in-out touchdowns, off we go. So in and out, touchdown, alternating which hand hits the floor, and set. Good, nice and light on our feet. Okay, rest. So 10 seconds, we're going to come into our crab kicks. So we're going to come down to the floor, hips up, and kick those legs. We're going to keep our hips up, kick the legs out, and get going with this. So get your heart rate up. Okay, rest there. Okay, perfect. Coming through, we've got our plank with our shoulder touch, wide feet, plank position, touch one hand to shoulder, reposition, other side. So it's the plank hold, just working our core a little bit harder by having one hand balanced. Okay, rest there. Short break, we're going to come through to our mountain climbers. So again, plank position, knees up towards the chest, and run through. That's there. Good, keep it going. Doing really well. And rest. Okay, so that was round 1. 20 seconds to go before we start the second round. So those intervals were 20 seconds. And now I'm going to shoot up a little bit more. So we're going to head up. We're going to do 30 seconds for these intervals now. So getting ready, in-out touchdowns. Here we go. We'll be as quick as we can, light on our feet. This has got a bit of intensity to this workout. The faster you move, the harder you work. Good. 2, 1, and rest there. Okay, so next coming down to those crab kicks. So coming down onto our back, hands and feet. 2, 1, and off we go. And kick through, hold your body up, legs extending out. Gonna keep it going halfway. And rest there. Good. So that's the really hard one once those times start to get up there. So let's move ourselves back. Plank position with a shoulder touch. So wide feet, narrow hands. Hold that plank. Alternate your touch. Hands opposite shoulder. Nice long plank hold. Working that core, staying nice and strong. Alright, rest there, short break. And then we come into our mountain climbers to finish off that second set. Backwards position, and off we go. So just find an intensity, a speed you can keep going at the whole time. Core can be really working now. Good, keep it going. Last few. And rest. Very good. And there we go. So a little rest. Got another 20 seconds, and we're going to start through those in-out touchdowns again. So have a quick drink. There we go. It's a little something to wet the whistle before we come back through. So we're coming back in-out touchdowns, and off we go. The last round, we're going to push through this one. The intervals are 40 seconds. That's quite a long time, particularly for some of these exercises with some intensity. We're just going to try and do the best we can, get through as much of the time as you can, to finish off. Here we go, 5 to go. And rest. Right. Crab kicks, coming down. Got 10 seconds. Putting ourselves up, hands, feet, and start to kick. Good. Onto the hips up, keeping those feet up, nice and quick. If you can, to keep going for the time. So halfway through. Good. Keep it going, almost there. 3, 2, 1. And rest. Good. Okay. Short break. Then we'll come back in. So 5 seconds. We've got our plank with our shoulder touch. So here we go. Wide plank position. Wide for the feet. Narrow for the hands. Now it's the 40-second hold with touches. It's going to be hard. Keep it from the toes, drop down to your knees, just to finish off the time. That's it. 5 to go. And rest there. Right, one last exercise to finish off this round. Into our mountain climbers to finish. Okay, here we go, into position. And off we go. Drive those knees. Keep those shoulders over your hands. Excellent. Halfway through. Still doing really well. 5 to go. And rest. Okay. Excellent. That's our first set done. So first little block. About 10 minutes of work there. I feel like I've worked hard, so I hope you have too. Yeah. All hot. Right, so let's go through and let's pick up our second set of exercises. So our first set was very much a high intensity efforts. Second set, we actually have a little bit more strength work involved, so more kind of local fatigue for the muscles. So first exercise, we're going to come into pulse squats. So a nice wide foot position, hip shoulder width apart, keeping your knees over your toes. We're just going to sit our hips backwards, like that, to come into our squat position. And then we're going to actually pulse up and down in that seated position, okay? So we're not going to come all the way up. We're going to sit into the low seated position and pulse up and down from there. So that's our first exercise. Second exercise, we're going to work onto our glutes and hamstrings. And this is our glute bridge walkout. So, a little bit tricky. We're going to be lying on our backs. Feet close to your bum, hips into the air. This is our glute bridge. Then what we're going to do is we're going to slowly walk our feet out, keeping those hips off the ground, seeing how long you can keep your legs, how straight you can get them, while still keeping your hips off the floor. Okay? So it's quite a challenging one. You can't get your feet that far out, keeping your hips off the floor. Then just go as far as you can and come back in. Okay? After we do the bridge walkout, our third exercise is our V tuck. So we're going to sit onto our bum. We're going to roll our hips back, so we're in a slouch position. Feet off the ground, ideally hands touching our heels. Then we're going to extend out and then tuck back into that position, okay? So that's our full tuck. If you can't maintain that, then just put your hands behind you, use them to support your upper body, but still straightening out and then coming back into the tuck, okay? Last exercise, we're going to come back up to our feet. We're going to go back to the legs and we're going to do some ice skaters. So that's just our slide jump, pushing through. So you can either take it slowly and sink into each jump to get that strength, or if you want to get your heart rate back up, you can start to push that quite quick, okay? So those are our 4 exercises. Same format, same timing as our first rounds, okay? So we're going to have 20 seconds, 30 seconds and 40 seconds in our 3 progressive rounds. So last drink of water, then we'll come in to that workout again, okay? So let's get ourselves ready. We've got our pulse block to start with, okay? So coming into position, sit our hips back and down, and we're going to be pulsing up and down. That's it. Good. So make sure you can keep those knees out over your toes. Okay. And the weight should be through the back half of our feet. So come up from there. We're going to come into our bridge walkout. So lying onto our back. Front bridge. Then walk your feet out. Keep those hips off the ground. And then walk your feet back in. So the hips never touch the floor. You want your legs as long as possible. Keeping your hips up. And rest there. Okay. Perfect. So that's our bridge, glutes, hammies. Coming back onto our abdominals, we've got our V tuck, touch the heels, extend out, and tuck back in. Yeah, good. Remember, if you can't hold the tuck, put your hands on the floor behind you to help support your upper body. And rest there. Coming up. And last exercise of that first round is our ice skaters. So slide jumps. Here we go. I like to use my arms in a running motion. That's it. So I've opted for the sink and hold with the skaters. If you really want to get your heart rate back up, just move a little bit quicker. All right, rest there. Awesome. Good job. So end of round one, and then we're going to come into round two. Okay. So we've got 10 seconds, have that little break, then we're going to come into our pulse squats. So 3 seconds, sitting down, into our squat, and pulse. So again, the lower you get into that squat, the harder it's going to be. So if you aren't feeling it yet, you can just drop a little bit lower. But just remember that our timings are going up. That's it. So you can start to feel the burn in those thigh muscles, those quads getting going. 5 seconds to go. 2, 1, and up. Okay, good. Then we come back down to the floor, bridge walkouts. So on your back, hips up into the air, and walk out. And feet back in. So try and take smallish steps as you walk those feet out. More work those muscles, those hamstrings need to do. Keep those hips up high so they don't touch the floor. That's it. And rest there. Okay, coming up, we're going to go back into our abs for our V tuck next. So 5 seconds. Catch your breath. And off we go. Extend out and back into that tuck. Using those abs. That's good. Okay, doing really well. Keep it going. Okay, 5 to go. And then rest. And then we come up. Last exercise for our second round. We've got those ice skaters. Here we go. So 3 seconds. And off we go. Jumping side to side. That's it. So I'm just going to try and pick up that pace a little bit now in the second round. We want to go a little bit faster, try and keep your weight towards the balls of the feet. More explosive, a little bit more bounce to them. 5 seconds. And rest there. Okay, so we've got 30 seconds rest. Take another drink. We start to get ourselves ready, calm the body down. Just take some nice big breath. Seconds. So this last round is going to burn. We've got 40 seconds of pulse squats. And off we go. So come down, sitting to that position, pulsing up and down. It's good. Right, so keeping nice and low with that pulse. Good. Right. We're halfway through this exercise. So feel those muscles work. Thighs, your bum's going. 10 to go. Awesome work. Keep it going. And up. And rest there. Okay. Down to the floor. Bridge walkouts. 10 seconds. And come into position, hips up. And off we go. Small steps to walk out. Extend those legs. Come back in. Keep those hips high. So try and keep your body as straight as you can. Get those glute muscles, your bum muscles locked in nice and strong. Halfway through. Good. Don't let that bum hit the floor. 5 to go. And good. Finish there. Coming into position for our V-tuck. We've got 10 seconds. Taking a couple of breaths. Settle it down. Okay, so roll back, rock the hips, touch the heels, extend, and come back in. Here we go. So if you feel like you've got more to give, then just pick up that pace a bit. We're halfway through. Then, doing really well. And rest. Okay, good. Coming up to our last exercise. Final exercise for the day, into those ice skaters. So we're just going to finish ourselves off, stay nice and quick. Weight on the front of the feet, and off we go. Jumping across. So last 40 seconds of work. If you're not tired, pick up that pace. Stay on the ball of your feet towards the pose. Good. Okay, halfway through. Ten to go. Almost there. 2, 1, and rest. Oh, awesome, team. Good job. Well done. So that's our 20-minute quick burner. So if you've got that heart rate up, you should got a bit of a sweat going, and you should feel a few of those muscles working. So make sure that you drink plenty of fluids as you go on. Have a good little stretch off with your routine. So thinking legs, we're thinking glutes as we go through. Okay. There we go. And that's everything completely finished. So